Meal prepping for retail is one of those things that sounds, well, simple in theory. You imagine yourself being organised, healthy, financially responsible, the kind of person that has their life together. Then reality hits. You walk into the break room, open the fridge, and immediately you regret every decision you've ever made. Because retail break rooms are not normal environments. They're lawless zones. They're the Wild West with fluorescent lighting. They're where good lunches go to die. So today, we're talking about how to meal prep for retail without losing your sanity, and how to deal with the inevitable moment when somebody actually steals your lunch. And no, it doesn't involve murder. Tempting, yes. Legal, no. So the break room fridge, quite often it's a crime scene. It's not a fridge, it's almost like a biohazard. There's always a yoghurt that's expired during the last government. A half-eaten sandwich nobody's ever claimed. A Tupperware container so old it's become part of the ecosystem. And someone's meal prep that looks like it was cooked during the Roman Empire. You open the door and instantly you've lost your appetite. You close the door and instantly lose your will to live. So rule number 1 of retail meal prepping: do not trust the fridge. The fridge is not your friend. The fridge is where lunches go to be stolen, contaminated, or emotionally traumatised. If you can avoid it, bring a cooler bag. If you can't avoid it, label your food like you're sending it to school. Now, let's talk about the one thing nobody wants to say out loud. Your lunch affects other people. Retail breaks are short and the rooms are small. They're cramped, they're poorly ventilated, and they're shared by people who are already on the edge. So when somebody reheats fish or microwaves a curry so strong it could strip paint, or brings something so messy it looks like a crime scene, everyone, and I mean everyone, suffers. So here are the unspoken rules. Rule number 1: no fish, ever. If you bring fish to a retail break room, you're not meal prepping, you're declaring war. Curry is allowed, within reason. If it smells like it could summon ancestors, maybe save it for home. Saucy, messy, explosive foods? No. If it's going to erupt in the microwave like a volcano, please, just don't bring it. Don't leave food uncovered. It's not a buffet. Cover your food, protect your food, and respect your food. And clean the microwave. If your lunch detonates, wipe it up. Don't leave it for the next person, like a surprise challenge. Meal prepping is about being organised, not being the reason the break room smells like regret. The perfect retail meal prep is 3 things: quick, clean, and non-offensive. You want something that reheats well, doesn't smell, doesn't leak, doesn't require a full cutlery set because there's only ever 2 forks. And it doesn't make you look like you're hosting a dinner party for one. So think things like pasta, rice bowls, maybe a wrap, salads, stir fries can be great, or even things like overnight oats. Anything that fits into one container and doesn't smell like the ocean. And please, for your own sanity, use a good sealing container. If your lid pops off in your bag, that's not meal prep. That's ruined your whole week. The microwave in retail break rooms is shared trauma. It's always slightly sticky, slightly burnt, almost definitely radioactive, and is possessed. You put your food in for 2 minutes, you take it out, still cold in the middle. But then you put it back in and bang, it's exploded. This is normal. This is the retail microwave experience. So here's the trick. Stir halfway. You may know at home, but at work, always stir your food halfway. No exceptions. Unless you enjoy eating food that's both frozen and molten at the same time. Now, let's talk about the villain of every break room. The lunch thief. There's always one person, maybe even two. They don't steal money. They would never steal stock. But they'll quite happily eat your lunch. Your lunch that you've spent time creating. You open the fridge and your neatly prepped meal has disappeared, vanished, like it never existed. And you stand there thinking, why would somebody do this? And who, if anyone, raised you? Here's the thing. You can't fight them. You can't reason with them. You can't even leave a note. Do you know why? Because they don't care. But you can respond like a sane, law-abiding adult. You can add the passive-aggressive note. Please do not take food that isn't yours. Thank you. This will achieve nothing, but it makes you feel better. Then there's the polite announcement on the group chat. Hey team, someone accidentally stole my lunch. If you realise it was you, just let me know. A good translation of that is, I know what you did. There's always the option of a decoy lunch. Bring something so boring, nobody will touch it. Plain pasta, dried chicken, a salad comprising of just lettuce with no dressing. Lunch thieves, even they have standards. You can always have an emergency snack stash, kept in the bottom of your rucksack or in a cupboard that everyone's forgot. Hide snacks in your locker. This is not paranoia, this is survival. Or you just accept the loss. Sometimes you just have to let it go. Not emotionally, you'll never recover emotionally, but practically, you might. And no, you can't poison your lunch. And no, you can't set traps. You can't install secret CCTV. And no, you cannot commit murder. HR does frown upon that. Retail break rooms have their own social rules. If you bring something healthy, people judge you. If you bring something unhealthy, people also judge you. If you bring something expensive, well, where are you getting the money from? And if you bring something cheap, you just get a disassociated shake of the head. Basically, whatever you bring, somebody, somewhere, will comment. So the best approach is simple. Eat your food, mind your business, and let everyone else fight their own internal battles. Every retail worker needs emergency snacks. Not wants, but needs. Like it's a basic human right. Because there will always be days when your shift is chaos, your break is delayed, your lunch has been stolen. Your lunch looks and tastes like sadness. Your lunch is fish and then you've realised you are the problem. So keep in your bag a cereal bar, packet of crisps, even a chocolate bar, something that brings you joy, something that brings you back to life. Retail is unpredictable. Your snacks shouldn't be. There's always that moment at the end of the day when you open your lunchbox and realise you didn't actually eat half of it. Maybe you're too busy. Maybe you forgot. Maybe you emotionally just shut down. And now you're standing there, staring at your cold pasta thinking, why do I even try? But here's the thing. Meal prepping isn't about perfection, it's about survival, saving money, and avoiding the £7 meal deal that just looks and tastes like disappointment. You tried, and that can be enough. So meal prepping for retail isn't glamorous, it's not Instagram worthy, it's not even a lifestyle. It's a coping mechanism. It's how you protect your wallet, your stomach, and your sanity. So bring your lunch, keep it simple, keep it non-smelly, keep it safe, and if somebody steals it, breathe, stay calm, and remember, you're in retail. You've survived worse.